Welcome everyone. This is Web Development Complete course. It is Module 1 Python, and in this session we are going to start focusing on Booleans in Python. So what does this Boolean represent? Actually a Boolean which represent two values, either true or false. In programming, you often need to know if an expression is true or false. We'll be having various expressions and we wanted to check whether the expression is true or false. You can evaluate any expression in Python and get one of two answers like true or false. When you compare two values, the expression is evaluated and the Python returns a Boolean answer. So here we are going to see how does it work. Right now we have thought we can evaluate expression in Python and it will return as a value like true or false. Now let's evaluate if 10 is greater than 9 or not. We are giving print of 10 greater than 9 and it will give you a true. Here it gives you an answer, it's true, like the Boolean value is that it's true. So the Python tells you the value is true or the expression that you given is true. And now let's check if 10 equal to 9. We can use print of, inside the bracket we can mention, and when we already have seen if we wanted to assign a value to a variable we can use an equal to sign, right? So a single equals we are using when we wanted to assign some values to a variable, and here when we wanted to compare two values or when we wanted to compare if two values are same, we have to use double equal sign and 9 and it will give you an output false because 10 is not equal to 9 and it gives you a value false. And right now if we can check print of 10 greater than 9, we know that 10 is always greater than 9 and it obviously will give us a true. This is how a Boolean in Python works. It will give you either true or false by evaluating an expression. So now we can take another example. As you are not yet learned if block, you may not be that familiar with if block, but when we are talking about Boolean, we will have to cover this if block or we will have to tell about this if block. Let's take a variable called a in which I'm storing a value 200. So this a which takes or which hold a value called 200, and I have another variable called b and this variable which hold a value called 33. So right now we have two values like a and b. So a is a variable, b is a variable. A holds 200 and b holds 33. Right now we wanted to check if b greater than a. How we can do that? We can do this let's try this print of b greater than a. It's give you a false, but we wanted to check like if b greater than a we wanted to print something, and if a greater than b we wanted to print something else. So this is where we use an if condition. In English we used to say if it is happening, like the output should be like this, else the output should be like this. So the exact same thing we are applying here. So we will have an if block, and inside this if block we will be comparing b is greater than a. So if b greater than a, and this is an if block. The syntax for if is like if the expression and we have to mention the colon, and in the next line after a space I have already talked to you regarding the indentation and how important it is. So right now in the next line we gave a space, so automatically the space would be there. So we will have to maintain that indentation. And after that, if b greater than a, what I wanted to print? I wanted to print, whenever I wanted to print a string, I'll have to mention inside a quote, either double quote or single quote. I can print what I wanted to print, B is greater than A. So what I wanted to print, B is greater than A. I can close the print method, and then again in the next line, without indentation, I have to mention the another block, that is else block, and else colon. This is how it's work. The if, our first condition is inside if, and if the expression colon, and in the next line after indentation I have to mention what I wanted to print if that statement comes true. Else in the next line and colon, after that, for that block also I will have to give an indentation, and I have to give print what I have to print. Else I have to print that A is greater than B. So now I have an if block as well as an else block, and if A comes true, it will print B is greater than A, else it will print A is greater than B. Now let's try the answer. So right now A is greater than B, it's because our A is greater than B, right? A is equal to 200. So obviously 200 is greater than 33. So now this bool of one function is there, that is called bool of, and this bool of function which allow you to evaluate any value and gives you true or false in return. Let's try this out. Like we can check, like I have a string called hello. I just wanted to check or evaluate a string. Also I wanted to evaluate a number. Like I can give print of bool of, and inside the quote I have given hello, and if I check this out, it gives you a true. So now we wanted to evaluate a number. Now if we wanted to evaluate a number, we will be giving print of bool of. So this is a function bool of, and inside that we are passing the value 25, and it should give us a true. So right now it gave you a true. This is how we can evaluate a string and a number. Now we can evaluate two variables. Like in X, I'm storing a string called hey there, and in Y, I'm storing a number called 78. Now I have to evaluate whether this is true or false by print of bool of X. Now it's true, and print of bool of Y, again it's true. Actually when we are using bool of function, almost any values is evaluated as true if it has some sort of content. And we can say any string is true except empty string, any number is true except 0, any list, tuple, set, dictionary are true except empty ones. So there are some content. It gives us a point that there are some content. Go on. So it's true. So let's try with print of bool of an empty string, and let's see, it's false. And again print of bool of a 0, and again it's false. So there is no content, so it gives you a false. If there is a content, it will give you a true. And let's check some more thing, like we can check. So let's check bool of a string. Inside we are mentioning apple, it will return you a true. A bool of, now we can mention a number, it will return you a true. Again a bool of a list, like we can represent a list inside a square bracket. We'll be learning this in further videos. Just for checking this bool of function, we can simply represent it inside a 1, 2, 3, and it should be separated by commas. The element should be separated by commas inside the square bracket. This is how a list represents, and it will be covering in the next session. Now it will also give you a true. And let's see what all the values comes false when we are using a Boolean function. If we are giving bool of an empty string, as we have mentioned earlier, it will give you a false. A bool of number 0, it will again give you a false. A bool of an empty tuple, it will again give you a false because it doesn't contain a content, so it returns you a false. A bool of empty list, which return you a false. Again we have bool of empty dictionary or empty set, it will return you a false because a dictionary and a set which represent inside a curly braces, but there are a difference, like empty dictionary which is representing by using empty curly braces, and empty set is not like that. We will be learning this in further videos. So this is empty dictionary. So this is all about Boolean in Python. It's really simple, but it's really useful. So most of the cases, most of the expression, you may wonder to evaluate, like you may wonder to check whether it is true or false. You can do that by using this Boolean function and Boolean expressions, like and it will returns you only two values like zeros and ones, or we can say it's false and true. So this is all about a Boolean in Python, and it was a simple topic, and I hope you understood. There is nothing much. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.